Good afternoon, children. How are you all, children? Children, in today's English period, we are going to learn Active English. Active English, chapter 4, which is on page number 11 and 12 of our textbook. Children, previous 3 chapters you must have enjoyed very much because in the first chapter we have done the revision. In the second chapter we have done the activity related to the shapes, and in the third chapter we have solved the crossword puzzles, right? And you remember I have given you the history of how crossword puzzles have started. Yes, same way chapter 4 also you are going to enjoy, I'm sure. In this lesson, we are going to see the use of often and never. See, children, the question given to us is write true answers to the questions using often or never. What is written in bold? Often or never. Now, children, the activity for us is we have to write the true answers. We have to write true answers using the words often and never. Now I'll explain you with the examples written here. Be attentive, children. And I think you must have kept your rough notebooks and erasers and pencils with you. Very good. Now you got habitual of all these things, right? Good. Let us go to our first question and observe the answer. The first question says, have you ever been on ship? Listen to the question. You can read it aloud with me. Have you ever been on ship? The answer is positive. Yes, I have often been on a ship. Yes, I have often been on a ship. Means, children, when the answer is positive, yes, then we have to use the word often. Let us see the second question with the answer. Have you ever seen a dog with 2 heads? Have you ever seen a dog with 2 heads? The answer is no. I have never seen a dog with 2 heads. No, I have never seen a dog with 2 heads. Now, children, when to use often and when to use never? While writing the true answers to the questions, the answers may differ from one another. Now, what happens if our answer is positive? We have to use the word often followed by the half sentence from the question, that is been on a ship. Often been on a ship. And if the answer is negative, no will be followed by a comma, and then I have never seen a dog with 2 heads. Understood? With more practice you will understand. Let's do the exercise now. Okay. The third question for us. Have you ever seen a train? It's quite common. All of you must have seen the train. So your answer will be positive. So it will start from right, yes. And what we learned now, if the answer is positive, if it is yes, then what we will use in the sentence? Right, often. So how we will write the answer? Yes, comma, I have often seen a train. Yes, comma, I have often seen a train. Easy? Now let's do the fourth question. Have you ever been in aeroplane? Have you ever been in aeroplane? Remember, we have to write the true answers. If you have been, so you will start your answer with yes. And if you have never, then you will write answer with no. Very simple. So let us see the answer how it will be. Suppose you have ever been in aeroplane. So our answer will start with yes. I have often been in aeroplane. Yes, I have often been in aeroplane. And if you have never been in aeroplane, then you can write no, comma, I have never been in aeroplane. Right? Oh, some of you have started writing the answers of 5th and 6th also. Great. They found it very easy and they are enjoying also. Good. Quickly we will move to our 5th question. Have you ever been in jungle? Have you ever been in jungle? If the answer is yes, very good. Your answer will start with yes followed by comma and then we will include often. Great. So, and if you have never visited jungle, then your answer will start with no followed by comma and we will add never in the answer. No, I have never been in the jungle. If some of you have visited the jungle, they have been to jungle, so they can write their true answer starting with yes. No problem. Let's see the 6th question. Have you ever made a peanut butter sandwich? Have you ever made a peanut butter sandwich? No, I have never made a peanut butter sandwich. No, comma, I have never made a peanut butter sandwich. As is the simple statement, children. So everywhere you must have seen the sentence is started with capital letter and then ended with the full stop. Easy? Let's move ahead. 7th. Have you ever eaten an egg? Have you ever eaten an egg? Yes, I have often eaten an egg. Yes, I have often eaten an egg. If some of you have never eaten, so you can write no, I have never eaten an egg. Simple. 8th one. Have you ever touched a snake? Have you ever touched a snake? What? You have touched the snake? So you can write yes. But many of you, they must have not touched the snake. So they can write no, I have never touched a snake. No, comma, I have never touched a snake. Second last question, children. Have you ever helped your mother? Have you ever helped your mother? Yes. And especially during this vacation time, I'm sure you all must have helped your mother, right? So we will write the answer. Yes, I have often helped my mother. Yes, I have often helped my mother. And the last question, have you ever been to the cinema? Have you ever been to the cinema? Yes, I have often been to the cinema. Yes, I have often been to the cinema. Now, children, through these examples, we have seen how to make the use of the words often and never. These are the adverbs which we used, and in your it will be useful for you in especially spoken English. Active English book is based on the activities which can be helpful for our spoken English. So children, you practice is more and more and try to use these words in your day-to-day life. especially today and tomorrow, you practice it. Ask the question. You can play the game with your sibling. Okay, you can ask the question, and your brother or sister can help it in positive and negative. Sometimes you can purposefully give the wrong answer so that whoever is playing with you, they can correct you. You can add the wrong combination. Yes, I have never seen that way. So you can correct. So this is the fun learning. Now we have some more activities here, but they are little different. This first part on page number 11 was based on the use of often and never. Now let us see what is on page number 12 of the textbook. Now here the question is, children, we have to write answers to the questions beginning with no. Now here what is the difference, children? Here all the answers of the questions will start with no. At the same time we have to use yet and nearly. In some of the sentences, if yet is already given, then we have to use nearly. Then with the examples, when we will study, you have to be very attentive and see, because we are going to make many changes in the answer while using the words in our answers. Fine. Come on, let's see our first example. The question says, have you finished writing yet? Have you finished writing yet? Now remember, children, what our head question says, we have to write the answers beginning with no. So our answer will start with no. So can I write like this? No, I have not finished writing yet. What is my second instruction? I have to use nearly also. So when I have to use the word nearly, I have to frame the answer in this way. No, I have not finished writing yet, but I have nearly finished. It means I have not finished yet, but I have nearly finished. Little bit of work of writing is remaining. This is the meaning of that answer. So how we framed all these words in particular sentence? Observe it carefully. Have you finished writing yet? No, I have not finished writing yet, but I have nearly finished. But I have nearly finished. So remember, children, the same pattern we are going to follow while writing all the answers. Let's move to our second question. Has he finished singing yet? Has she finished singing yet? No, he has not finished singing yet, but he has nearly finished. No, he has not finished singing yet, but he has nearly finished. Now, how we have made the changes while writing the answer, children? The first thing, we have started our answer with no, followed by comma, and we have written the question as it is, just interchanging the place of pronoun and to be's form. No, he has not finished singing yet. And after that, we have added but. But he has nearly finished. Easy? Okay, let us see the next question. Have you finished reading yet? Have you finished reading yet? Yes, I can see many of you are ready with the answer. They found it very easy. Remember, we have to start our answer with no. So we will start our answer with no. So how will I write the answer? No, I have not finished reading yet. What will come after yet? But I have, great, but I have nearly Finished. Correct. High five. No, I have not finished reading yet, but I have nearly finished. Has she finished swimming yet? Has she finished swimming yet? Oh, all of you are ready with the answer. Great. So let us check your answer whether it is matching with this answer on the slide. Has she finished swimming yet? No, she has not finished swimming yet, but she has nearly finished. No, she has not finished swimming yet, but she has nearly finished. Fifth one. Has he finished drawing yet? Has he finished drawing yet? No, he has not finished drawing yet, but he has nearly finished. No, he has not finished drawing yet, but he has nearly finished. Means very soon he is going to finish his drawing. Next question. Have they finished watering the plants yet? Have they finished watering the plants yet? No, they have not finished watering the plants yet, but they have already finished. No, comma, they have not finished watering the plants yet, but they have nearly finished. Isn't it very interesting, children? Initially, we find it little difficult, but once we practiced, you understood, right? And enjoyed doing the all exercise at the same time. Few more questions are there, children. Seventh questions. Have they finished cleaning the room yet? Have they finished cleaning the room yet? No, they have not finished cleaning the room yet, but they have nearly finished. No, they have not finished cleaning the room yet, but they have nearly finished. Eighth question. Have you finished cleaning your shoes yet? Have you finished cleaning your shoes yet? Yes. Within 2 minutes, who will write the answer fast? Countdown started. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's check your answer. Have you finished cleaning your shoes yet? No, I have not finished cleaning my shoes yet, but I have nearly finished. But I have nearly finished. Has the man finished mending the tap yet? Has the man finished mending the tap yet? No, he has not finished mending the tap yet, but he has nearly finished. So, children, this way we have seen so many examples using the yet and nearly. Now, last three questions we have. Have the girls finished tennis yet? Have the girls finished playing tennis yet? No, they have not finished playing tennis yet, but they have nearly finished. No, they have not finished playing tennis yet, but they have nearly finished. 11th question. Have you finished this page yet? Have you finished this page yet? No, I have not finished this page yet, but I have nearly finished. And it is applicable here also. We have not yet finished the page yet, but we have nearly finished. 12th question. Has Mrs. Shah finished teaching yet? Has Mrs. Shah finished eating yet? No, she has not finished eating yet, but she has nearly finished. No, she has not finished teaching yet, but she has nearly finished. So, with sufficient examples, children, we came to know that while using nearly or yet, or you have to answer anybody's question, how you can frame the sentence. If the question is been asked to you, have you finished this page yet? So, no, I have not. So, this also will be the correct answer. No, I have not finished. But if your work is going on, you have not finished. So, you can answer in this way also. No, I have not finished this page yet, but I have nearly finished. So, these all things need practice, children. So, you practice it more and more. You frame the small questions on your own. Try to write answers using this often and never, yet and nearly, and but. So, you will get sufficient practice and then you will understand how to write the answers. Okay, children. So, I hope you enjoy today's lesson and then we will go to the fourth chapter after fifth chapter in my next session of Active English. Till that time, enjoy your vacations and try to solve more and more crossword puzzles, practice spoken English, and take care of yourself. Thank you very much, children. Sai Ram.